G'day guys, Luke here from Fizz Fuel. We're a craft tea brewery here in the Gold Coast, Australia. Today I'm going to run you through the inception of our fizzy tea idea, where it came from, and also the challenges I faced starting a business and how I got over them. So yeah, hope you enjoy and get something out of it. Cheers. Long story short, I'm a very passionate beer home brewer and basically had a mini microbrewery inside of my parents' garage. I was always entering brewing competitions and crafting beer and cider to share with family and friends. It is a genuine passion and I've always wanted to start my own brewery. So in the middle of 2021, I was really starting to struggle mentally in the career that I chose. And after a lot of talk with friends and family and colleagues, I decided to resign from my job. And that was a massive moment in my life, considering I'd spent 8 years in that job, many years studying it, and it kind of felt like I just wasted all that time. So it was a tough time mentally, but I just knew that I needed to do something that I really wanted to do. Basically, who was I to know what I wanted to do when I was 17 years old, when I set out to choose the path that I did. So after some much needed rest and recovery, it was about a couple months worth, I started looking for local jobs at local breweries, and also starting to research how to start my own brewery. However, I quickly realised that there was a fair bit involved with alcohol licensing, and then also just the general competitiveness of local breweries where I live on the Gold Coast. There's a lot of them, and probably felt like an oversaturation of more craft breweries here. So after a couple more months then of looking for brewery jobs, the idea sort of came when my mum came home with some strawberries and cream iced tea randomly, and that's when I decided I had a 2-litre keg there, so I put it in that keg, carbonated overnight, and tried it a couple of days later. Oh, that's actually really good. So I went to another tea shop and just bought as many flavours as I could, and just started trying and sharing with friends and family, and they all really liked it. So it would have been a couple of weeks worth of that, and then I just woke up in the middle of the night one night and sat up and just went, craft tea brewery, that's it, let's give that a go. Mentally, it's bloody tough to start a business. These are 3 barriers that I came across and ways that I got over them. As I reflect on them, that could have stopped me from starting Fizz Fuel. I guess they can all be summed up in one phrase: stop getting in your own way. Keep that in mind as we go through this. Social and societal pressures. There were many thoughts like, what will other people think of me? What if people think my tea tastes bad? What if I lose every dollar I have? Expectations where someone should be in their late 20s, should be in their life, also gripped me. Friends were buying houses and getting engaged. Here I was feeling like I'd worked since I was 17, through to resigning from my job was just a waste of time, that I was starting over again. It takes patience, but practicing being mindful and acknowledging these thought patterns and letting them pass. I was ultimately letting go of any ego that I once had, as it felt that was holding me back. It helped me realize that I was thinking about the past or worrying about the future, not what I could control right here in this moment. So don't let your ego get in the way. Focus on putting one foot in front of the other. It became a bit of a mantra for me, and it's even written on my brewery door here. Making actions each day towards building the business, knowing that all these actions build momentum and make that next day easier. Money. A barrier for me was money, and for someone else it probably likely is for them as well. I needed more money to purchase bigger equipment, more ingredients, construction costs, a whole myriad of other things. I sold basically everything that I no longer used or needed. I became very minimalist. Additionally, I completed paid surveys online. Never thought I'd see myself doing that. I also found a part-time job doing some administration. This was a big one for me because I felt like this was a massive step backwards, and again, a hit to that ego. Again, I worried what people were thinking about me because I went from a well-paying managerial type job to a very entry admin level job. Again, this comes back to me not getting in my own way. Stop worrying about what other people think. Drop that ego. I was also looking into sourcing capital from an equity crowdfunding campaign. I still think this is a great option. However, I'll wait until my next phase of growth, and that'll be something that I'll take you guys through as well. Technical knowledge. I'd been to my fair share of breweries, and the equipment they have can look so intimidating, so I felt that my lack of technical knowledge would stop me from creating a great product. I did know, however, that I could rely on asking breweries in my local area for equipment information, which I did. Places like Black Hops Brewery, Matic Brewing, and also some local home brewers here in the Gold Coast were able to help me. I also watched many YouTube videos for equipment and software demonstrations. I actually built my filter system based off what I researched online and feedback from filtration companies. If you aren't sure, then ask. People are generally always happy to share knowledge. Again, it's why I've started this channel, and I generally hope that I can help someone, so feel free to reach out. So I feel like the biggest advice I can give is just to stop getting in your own way. You've got so much that you can achieve.